Eliminate all hostiles.
What's up YouTube, Cheese here, and welcome to the Platinum Plays. This is a YouTube series where the public asks a question relating to Siege, strats, tips, and tricks, I then do my best to answer. If you have a question you would like answered, please leave it in the comments below, or send me a Facebook or Twitter message. Okay boys, so today's question comes from, not really sure how to pronounce your name, brothers, and I apologize for that, but I'm just going to call you Satan. So today's question comes from Satan and is, hi, I'm new to R6 and your more kills video really helped. I always get a lot of recoil. Is there any way you could make a video on attachments and controlling recoil, please? Okay, so first things first, we're going to cover recoil and just get that out of the way with because it's a pretty simple concept. So this is a Buck C8 obviously with an ACOG, and this is me just pulling down right trigger. So that's absolutely zero recoil. And as you can see, there's a lot of vertical and a lot of bouncing almost left to right, but it does end up going in the right direction, correct? So I'll show you guys again. Straight up with a slight curve to the right. So how we're going to want to counter this or control our recoil is to pull down and to the left, just a little bit. So first things first, pull down and to the left. So obviously, this is a lot better than this. Not every gun is the same, right? So in Siege, each gun has basically a distinct recoil pattern, and these recoil patterns are what kind of make each gun different, right? So if you want to be a buck main, you should probably walk into a T-hunt or a custom game, find a wall, and shoot at it. Your goal here is to try and get the tightest spread that you possibly can with your bullets. Okay, so the tighter it is, the better. And all you're going to want to do is just pull down each and every single gun you're going to have to pull down on, right? Because recoil is something that takes your sight up. So you're going to have to pull down no matter what, but the direction in which you pull down, so like left or right, or maybe it's just straight down, will differ depending on the operator. But anyways, I hope this covers your question on how to better control recoil. It's really just something that you have to practice at, honestly, like anything in Siege. For example, aiming or just having better aim, getting used to your sensitivity. Being able to control recoil is one of those things that you just get used to. And the more you use an operator, the better you're going to be with him. So like I said, go into a T-hunt or a custom game and practice shooting at a wall, right? Start shooting at a wall. Once you kind of figure out how to control that recoil, then start going against Harris and seeing how you do against them. If you're still having trouble controlling the recoil, maybe go back to the wall or just keep running T-hunt until you really get used to it. But anyways guys, now we're going to get into the attachments part of this video. Alright boys, so now before I get into the attachments that I use on every single operator, I want to explain that most of my operators, I got the attachments that I use on them from a YouTube video by Varsity Gaming. He's a PC player. I've talked about him before, I know. He's got a really cool channel, has really good stuff. You guys should definitely check him out. He's one of my favorite PC YouTubers. And anyways, he made an entire video on each and every single operator and each and every single different muzzle attachment and how it affected the actual recoil. So anyways, I basically went off of what he said in each and every one of his operators, and most of my operators follow his muzzle attachment. So if you guys really want to get a whole in-depth video showing the differences actually between the different attachments on the muzzle, you guys should definitely go check out that video. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Really cool guy, really good channel. I actually got to meet him when I went to Montreal. But anyways, we'll get into what I use specifically on my operators, and I'll explain just a couple things, and then after that I'm just going to try and run through the operators. And if you guys want to pause the video at any time to look closer at my attachments, you can. Okay, so first up we have Sledge, right? So Sledge, I always use the L8. Well, once in a while I use the shotgun if I'm trying to have fun. But anyways, I use the L8. I usually rock an ACOG, a compensator, and a vertical grip. Most of my attacker operators, or most of my operators in general, I run vertical grip on unless the recoil really isn't that bad. I know, I think on the MPX and on the Vigils KA, I don't run vertical grip, I run an angled grip just because the recoil itself isn't bad at all. I don't usually run a laser on my primaries because I don't like how it gives away your position. But on my secondaries, I always run a laser. So we'll go over here to the SMG11. I rock reflex. Whenever I'm not using ACOG, I always use reflex. I used to use holographic, but I switched over to reflex because the housing case, so the little like square box that's around the actual sight itself, is smaller on a reflex sight than it is in a holographic. And oftentimes I find myself not seeing people because the holographic sight was actually covering them up. So I switched over to reflex. Took me a little while, a little bit of a transition period, but eventually I got used to it, and now reflex is pretty much all I use, just reflex and ACOG. And then iron sight on bandit, of course. But compensator on the SMG11, laser. On all my secondaries, I use a laser. And the reason being is because when I have my secondary out, that usually means that I'm in a position where the enemy already knows where I am, right? Like they already know where I am, what I'm doing. I'm not hidden, right? I'm not being sneaky, nothing like that. Like they know exactly where I am, and me having a laser isn't going to give away my position because they already know my position, so it doesn't matter. So then at that point, I do run a laser and a vertical grip on the SMG11 for sure, because the recoil on this, as we all know, is insane. Obviously, I use the L8 again on Thatcher. I like the L8 over the AR-33. I think it's just easier to control, and I'm just more comfortable with this gun, actually. And then I'll go to the pistol really quick so I can show you guys what I rock on here. On all my pistols, I rock a muzzle brake, and I rock a laser. Obviously, I don't have the laser on right now by mistake, but I usually do rock a laser. So laser, muzzle brake. And then the only actual pistol that I don't think I use muzzle brake on is IQ, because I like to have a suppressor on hers because, you know, her ability is to shoot electronics, and I think having a laser helps to not attract as much attention while you actually have your pistol out. Again, for Ash, reflex sight, like I said before, vertical grip, a laser, and a compensator. Now, the reason I use a laser on Ash's R4C is because I'm more aggressive with this operator, right? As you guys know, Ash is a great entry fragger, probably one of the best in the game, and simply, I don't care if people know where I am, because I'm just pushing people, right? I am pushing people, taking on those gunfights head on, so it doesn't really matter if my laser's giving away my position, because like I've said before, my position is already known. I always rock, so, oh shoot. Because I have the black ice on the R4C, and I have black ice on the M45, I always rock the M45, although I do like the USG better. I think the 5.7, just having a larger clip size, is a better gun, and so I usually rock it. But again, muzzle brake, laser sight. Now, most of these operators are going to be fairly the same, but I will cover each and every single one. I'm not going to talk the whole time. I'm going to play some music here in a second, just let you guys chill, and I'll be back in a little bit.
searching down all around this empty town. We're searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laughed at me. Hope for us because I believe the home is just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Alright. Thank God that's over. Man, I know that was super boring, boys, but I know a lot of you guys wanted to see the attachments that I use on every operator, and honestly, there's no other way to do it than like this. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything like that, just leave in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But thank you guys again for all the support. It's been pretty nuts lately. And as always, most importantly, never forget, stay cheesy.